This is my newest rig here, the Redcat Ascent 18. Probably wouldn't recognize it because I've swapped out the body and I've done a number of things. So this is mag mounted, and just pop it off. I got this body free on Thingiverse, and then I modified putting the cutouts here on the hood and the relief there for the shocks, and also the relief there in the back down low so it would clear the chassis. I just did that in Tinkercad. It was nice and easy. I may remix it and make it available on Thingiverse. So if I do that, I'll post it on Facebook on the Microcrawler Club and the Redcat Facebook groups. Wanted to keep the center of gravity low, so I got the battery and the speed controller in here, but compromised a little bit, put a driver in there because I like the look of that. On the back and the front are bumpers I designed just to better fit the truck that's driving. I also designed and printed these cross braces for the chassis, and then the cross base for the shock mounts. Sliders down here I also designed and printed and are out on Thingiverse under Cyborg 86 with an eye, Cyborg with an eye. There's two options here. When you put this with the stock body, there's a big gap here and it's not that pretty. So there's another option that has kind of a keeper wall in there. Then you can get through. There's some holes in there to get through to access the screws. I like the look of that one better on the stock truck, but for this truck, these are the perfect choice. I'd like to modify those to maybe put a bar across, give it a better look. Put a bar across there, a couple of supports or something, but I want to do it without creating any snags to hang up on. Another thing I've done to it is actually, this is an FMS front axle from the SCX 24. I had one on my bench and I was eager to try. I wanted to see if I could get overdrive out of it. And before the overdrive came out from Redcat, I gave you 25% or 23, something like that. Anyway, I put this on it and I had overdrive in the hubs and I got 25% doing that. So since then I put underdrive in the back, and I calculated, I wanted to double check that, but I calculated it at about 36 to 38% now, which is quite a bit of overdrive, but it seems to be working fine. I know it's hard on the drivetrain and stuff, but these parts are pretty cheap, and I want to drive it with overdrive. That's how I got it set up. Do have brass here for the FMS. Really like to fix this steering link. Haven't done it yet. I've got one in stock somewhere. Can't find it in my pile. So I'll get that done one of these days. Mention these tires and wheels here. These are an AliExpress item. I was tipped off on the Facebook group, the Microcrawler Club, and I am really happy with this. These are smaller than the stock ones, and I think with the tall portals it's got on there, I think these work better than the stock ones. I like the grip, I like the square corner for catching things. Pretty happy with them. You'll notice I have a plastic nut in there. These have pretty tight clearances, so I can't get in there with a wrench too well. I was putting the nut on there backwards and getting it on there, but it was only holding by a couple of threads. So I just designed and printed some nuts, and these work pretty well. They held up all day today. Anyway, this is my newest rig, and my newest favorite, of course. But whichever one I'm driving isn't really my favorite. But if I was starting over again and knowing what I know now and knowing what's available now, this would be the first rig I would buy. Definitely, by far. There will be a lot more mods coming out for it, and they will be well done, I'm sure. So that's my collection here. All the stock radios. I have others at home that are brushless and they have shared radio, but these are the ones I brought today. And they're some of my favorite ones to drive out here. at Lake Red Rock. Happy crawling.